Hey, hey, how's it going, folks? I'm out with the dogs. The dog actually. I'm out with Poppy, the Akita. Poppy, come here. I put her on the lead because there's some cyclists coming by. So why isn't Clover here, you might be asking yourself. Well, sorry to say that Clover's not well. We had to take her to the vets today, and we're not sure what is wrong with her. She's not eating her food, and she's very lethargic, and her eyes are very dull, and she's got a temperature. So we took her to the vets this afternoon, and they basically don't know what's wrong with her. So they gave her an injection of antibiotics and a pain-killing injection, and we have to keep an eye on her overnight, try and get her to drink, and some paste as a stomach lining, and keep an eye on what she passes tonight, and then take her back in the morning. So this has happened before when she was about 3. She's now 8, and it turns out that she'd eaten a stone. I don't know if any of you out there listening are familiar with Basset hounds.
Not getting any colour.
It's not. But this particular one, our lovely Clover, will pretty much eat anything. And that turned out to be the case when she ate a stone. I don't think she ate the stone deliberately. We think that there was maybe a biscuit or a sandwich and some gravel or something like that, and she just wolfed stuff down so quickly that, sandwich wrappers or even doggy poo bags, whatever is in the vicinity around food, will get swallowed with the food. So there is a chance that that's what's happened again, in which case she'll possibly need more surgery. So tomorrow we'll see how she is, and I presume if she's not any better, then we'll need an x-ray to see what's going on inside. Yeah, it's a bit of a worry. Not to mention expense, but I do actually put money away for vet bills rather than pay for insurance. I put the money away in a savings account. Having said that, there's not much in there at all because we had to use it all up on horse vet bills last year. Was it this year? Might have been early this year. And that involved actually some debt as well, which we're still kind of recovering from. And that leads me on to the difficulty I'm having with buying the equipment I need to run my business. Well, actually no, let's not say difficulty. Let's say a feeling of guilt as a father and a husband, because we just took out a bank loan to clear the overdraft, because the overdraft was coming in at a 19.8% APR, and I called the bank to ask if we could increase the overdraft, because my wife is not able to pay herself from her own translation agency because they got hit with a big corporation tax bill. So she will get paid, but it's going to be a couple of months, and that makes things tight. So I called the bank and I asked them if they would extend, or increase rather, the overdraft, and I actually got someone quite helpful who said, have you considered a loan and pay off your overdraft, pay off your credit cards, and come in with an interest rate of 3.4 APR, which actually made perfect sense. However, one of the credit cards is a long range card with no interest payable until September 2020, and rather stupidly I paid that off with the bank loan when I could have just left it and paid it off by September 2020. But it's done now, there's no turning back, so I've actually been using that credit card again and putting some hard drives on it and a Drobo storage enclosure so that I will have something robust and growable, because storage and backups are an issue when you're a content creator, particularly if you're doing it as a profession. So I just had to do it. I haven't actually told my wife yet, which is interesting because the card is in her name. But I'm the finance guy in the family. I take care of all of the finances, which is not to say, of course, I'm not going to tell her, because I will. It's just a case of when she's had a difficult day today. She's had some more horse issues. Her pony, Cheerio, has had some excuse me, I've got a bit of a cough. Her horse Cheerio had the vet come, not the vet, the dentist come round today, and whilst there, his back legs gave out on him. So I don't know what that means. It could be serious, and obviously my wife is very upset. So I'll not be telling her about what I've just bought today. I've had a great day though with content, not of course getting anywhere near as much done as I would have liked. I think I just have to accept the fact that that's always going to be the case. But I have been enjoying working on a 2-camera shoot in Premiere Pro, working on some editing and putting in some B-roll. It's basically an interview of the proprietor and his daughter, who works as the general manager of the bistro that's hired me to do their social media for them. And it's really an introductory podcast which will outline what the business does and go briefly into who these people are and what their plans are briefly. So I have already posted a short clip, kind of teaser clip, which was interesting. They had a financial consultant and an accountant, or two guys from the same consulting firm, come over this week for some extended conversations about whether they would put themselves on the payroll as advisors, and they have, which is really exciting. Well, for them, but also for me, it's been terrific to be able to document this and watch how it all works, because I've watched that business since my pal took it over in 2014. I've been playing music in that venue since then, and it's a cracking little venue. The trouble they're having is that they've basically reached capacity, and they can't meet the demand because of size. I mean, they can't increase the size or fit more people in or get people in and out quicker. They've found a business model that works, so they're actually doing well financially, but with no room for growth. So that's what they've been talking about with these financial guys. So that's what I've been doing today, working on that content. I was hoping to get it published tonight, perhaps private link on YouTube so that I can share it with my pal and find out what his feedback is first. Just make sure that there's nothing in there that he doesn't want being made public quite yet. But it's interesting working with this guy because, well, he's one of my best pals, and we have similar outlook on life, similar philosophies. We're similarly aged, different backgrounds, but that doesn't matter. So we get on well, and we've both been following the crypto sort of anarcho sort of, I don't know what the word would be, philosophy, I suppose. He's interested in crypto, as am I. He's interested in blockchain technology, same here. He's quite an intellectual, he's a thinker, as am I, and our discussions can be quite interesting. So I may record some discussions and publish them at some point. I did talk to him about that the other day, about just having a podcast of the two of us having a conversation. I think that could be interesting. But anyway, so what I'm saying is it's great to be working with this guy. We both follow Gary Vaynerchuk as well, and I think it was me who put him onto Gary's content, and we both like the philosophy that Gary has of documenting openly and honestly, and trying to show everything and not just hide your failures, so that people can, well, I think it's valuable. I think that's the word to use, is that there's a lot of value in sharing openly and honestly, transparently. So that's what he's hired me to do, and it's really exciting. However, I do have to make sure that there are no secrets being revealed, because it's business after all, isn't it? And we live on a small island where rumours abound. You know, I've had to keep my tongue guarded a little bit about what's going on with me at the post office, just because of the rumour mill. And it's amazing how many rumours we get from customers coming into the post office. Oh, we've heard this and we've heard that. It's quite remarkable. So yeah, I just got to make sure, you know, he has given me creative license to make the sort of content I want, because he's not really got any idea of how that whole thing works himself. You know, he doesn't have time to sit down and vet everything that goes out. So I have got some freedom there, but I've just got to be careful to make sure, particularly as we're at the beginning of the relationship. You know what I mean? One thing I'll tell you about just before I get home, because I'm nearly there, is that he's just chartered a boat to go from Oban in the west of Scotland over to Derry, east coast of Ireland, I think. I'll need to check. I haven't looked up the map yet. But he's looking at doing what's called a Crofters Cruise. Crofters is the name of the venue, and he wants to get customers to book a berth and travel with us. So they'll get food and entertainment all the way across, and it'll be a really fun trip. So he's invited me along with my guitar and my recording equipment. So I'll get to play music and document the whole trip, and then get to edit it all when I come back. So that's a big reason why I've been looking at more hard drives and storage solutions for being on the road. Make sure I can back things up when I'm out shooting on location and not lose anything. So stay posted, folks. I'll let you know when that's going to be happening, and I look forward to sharing that with you. But that's me home, very hot and a little bit out of breath from walking up the hill, but that's good for me. And I'll let you know tomorrow how we get on with Clover at the vets. So that's us. Bye for now.